Hey, you guys, listen, we have an exciting episode with our good friend Dylan Hibbert. He is here from Nashville, and he's the most sweetest, kind, gracious person. But when we start this, we're going to play a little prank on him, and we are going to kind of fluff up his resume, but he doesn't know it. And we're just going to see if he goes along with it with his graciousness or if he says anything. Stay tuned. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Brian and Carrie podcast. This is our fourth episode. We are so excited. We have a friend here today with us. Also, if you like what you are seeing, you like the content, please like and subscribe like today. Okay, so we are so excited. We have our friend here with us, and his name is Dylan Hibbert. But if you're talking to him, it would be Hibbert.
Hibbert.
And I did get some, like a bio from your team. So they gave me a little bio. We are just so blessed he's here with us today.
Incredibly blessed.
So blessed.
All weekend.
I'm intrigued for this bio.
All weekend. So, and this is just stuff that I knew as well, just from knowing like your lovely family. So man of God, father,
Yeah.
worship pastor.
Yes.
I hear you're a great friend.
Hopefully.
People say that about you.
Hopefully.
So you guys, Dylan also, he's a pro surfer, which is very cool coming from South Africa. And a marathon runner now, I hear.
I mean, if 5Ks is a marathon, how much is that? 3.2 miles, 3.1?
3, yeah.
Exactly.
Big marathon, lots of mini marathons.
Many.
mini marathons, yes.
I hear that you are a master craftsman knife maker, so that's cool. Did you learn that in Africa or?
I don't know if I've ever made a knife.
Oh.
Maybe
Probably learned it at Bear Paw Camp.
Oh, Bear Paw Camp.
Bear Paw, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So as you can hear, Dylan is from South Africa, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he could tell us many great stories. And I heard that you are actually opening an MMA wrestling ministry school in Africa. Can you tell us about that? Or
Yeah, I mean, we can. MMA?
wrestling?
Mixed
Yeah.
martial arts?
With the
Yes,
wrestling
yeah.
and
With wrestling?
a school in Africa, yeah.
Yeah, we figured out if we were to import American wrestling, what do you call it, spandex?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Bibs.
Mhm.
Sorry to the wrestlers, please don't wrestle me. Yeah, we could import those in and then just create a bit of MMA.
yeah.
Just good for the whole narrative. Just
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a total joke. It was a joke.
definitely
But
not
you
doing
handled
that.
it really well. We were waiting to see. Have
He
you
flows.
Have you
It-
seen
it
the
was-
joke on, you'll play a prank on your husband and you're like, yeah, you're talking to someone and you're like, I ran 5 miles today. And the husband's in the background, not saying a word, but he's like, you're a liar.
I
You're
haven't
lying."
seen it.
Okay.
I need to see it. Send it
really
to
well. Now let's do it for real.
Okay, for real.
You guys, we have Dylan Hibbert here. Hibbert,
Hibbert.
if you are speak eloquently from South Africa,
Mhm.
he really is an amazing father
Okay.
and husband, and he has the most beautiful family. Actually, Jordan, can we get a picture of his family and show it at some point? His wife, I was able to spend some time with your wife, and
Yeah.
she is lovely. She's like all those girls, like I want them to all be my best friends.
Mm.
And your wife, I want to bring her here, put her in my pocket,
There you
and
go.
just carry her around with me. She's so sweet. Your kids are beautiful,
Thank you.
just so sweet. Little gymnasts.
Little gymnast.
Little gymnast. You have a servant's heart, your whole family. And I know your wife is children's pastor. And like I said, you really are a worship
Yeah.
pastor. That wasn't
I
a joke.
really am.
That was for real.
Not a pro surfer, but
No,
do surf.
you do surf for real.
Yeah.
Well, because you were from South Africa.
Yeah, we lived on the beach. I
What?
surfed every day of my life.
What
So cool.
Yeah.
area were you from?
We were from an area called Belito, which is the north coast of KwaZulu-Natal.
Did you ever come face to face with a shark? A shock?
I have seen a couple of hammerheads when I was kite surfing. They notoriously won't do anything to you. I have, when I was spearfishing one time, had a whole pod of dolphins come past me,
Oh, that's cool.
which in a moment didn't know they were dolphins, but
But that's
it
terrifying.
was great. Yeah, just a
Wow.
big shadow and then, oh, there they are. But yeah, that was great.
How did you know the hammerheads would not come for you?
I was kite surfing, so above the water
Oh, okay.
most of the time, which is great. And generally speaking, hammerheads are like pack animals and are smaller, wouldn't really do anything to
So you know your shocks.
sharks.
So you
yeah.
were
There's great whites in
Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Funny enough,
Big
though,
ones.
huge
Shark-
migration. No, they've all been moved out or pushed out. Yeah, the orca whales came in and pushed them out.
Really?
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, if you like YouTube orca whales in Cape Town, complete pivot in conversation here.
That's
It's phenomenal.
wild. Wow.
I think it's the kidney or the liver. An orca whale will like hit a great white shark, like surgically open it and like eat the organs out and just leave them to die.
What?
It created a huge economic like catastrophe for the
Wow.
cage diving
Wow.
people in Cape Town, South Africa. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, they're like great white adventure tours where you could go in a cage and be in the water and see the great whites. Yeah,
That's no more.
no, not really. They
That's
encountered a bit of
crazy. That's crazy.
and no, some of them died, but the others I think might have just pushed out somewhere.
That's wild.
For whales just took over. Pretty crazy.
That is actually
I
wild.
mean,
I'm YouTubing it today
I
yeah,
know.
do it. It's
for
worth the time.
sure.
Okay, I also know you are an incredible pizza maker because I follow you all.
Oh.
And specifically the last pizzas you made.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how do we get a pizza oven here in Yakima? I want whatever that is. Had like looked like prosciutto. I don't know
Gotta
what it
do it.
was. But it looks like you have parties and you all just make your own pizzas.
Yep. Pizzas are incredible. Yeah, we've got like a little area in the back of our yard that we built, and what we really wanted to do was Taz and I have a huge heart for community and hosting people. And one of the ways that we thought we could do this was just by creating an environment where people could just come and sit, come and hang out, come and be in our home. And making pizzas was just super fun. Like
That's
figured
so
out
cool,
how to
man.
make the dough from scratch. And
Really? You do?
yeah, it's really fun actually, and it's super quick. And so yeah, you just make some and then everybody gets a pizza. Make it however you want it. We light the pizza oven and just send them in and out and have
That's
a good
awesome.
time. Yeah.
So do you have like one of the wood fired setups?
Yeah, it's a
You
little
do?
wood fired. Yeah, it's actually just a
That's
solo
awesome.
stove. Yeah.
Really cool.
Little wood fired one. And it's great. Like community, like you see it everywhere. Like even in the Bible, you just see like phenomenal conversations happen around a table. Like
Mhm.
Jesus called Zacchaeus down from the tree and they went and sat down and had a meal together.
Love
And the
it, man.
outcome of
Yeah.
that is just
So
yeah,
good.
we sometimes can live in a society where I can text you and you can text back and everything can be quite surface level, but there's something special about sitting across from someone and scratching below the surface of just, hey, how's your job going? And actually getting into it. And so yeah, meals all throughout history have just been a great meeting place for people. And so yeah, that's how we started making pizza. Had people around and it's a good
Love
time.
that,
I
man.
highly
That's
encourage it.
awesome.
Buy a pizza oven if you don't have one.
Did you hear
It's
this?
awesome.
It's
Yes, let's do it.
Ninja pizza oven. Do you think that's a good one?
I haven't tested out a Ninja,
Okay.
so I can't personally. I went down a lot of YouTube holes to figure out which ones we wanted. And the solo stove for me just it worked. It was great. And there is also an option to, if you don't feel like stoking the wood, because if you've got like 15 people and you're constantly trying to manage a fire as well as
Yeah.
entertaining people, it's a whole lot of things. So there's like a gas attachment, a propane attachment that you can put on the back as well. So it's worthwhile. Yeah, we can have a look at it.
Okay, good to know. Before you leave, we'll do that.
Awesome. Let's get it this
We'll
weekend.
do it.
The building community, does that come from, I mean, obviously the Bible, but is it like from your South African heritage? Is it because you're in Nashville now and everyone is so like hospitable, or just naturally just,
Nashville is so hospitable.
yeah.
Like they're really like if someone, what do you say, honks? Yeah, if someone honks at you in traffic, like anywhere else in the world, they're probably showing you one of their five fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up.
Whereas in Nashville, if someone's honking, you're like, oh, someone's saying hi. Like it's a super friendly. But I think to answer your question, even in South Africa, there is a very informal, social, relational culture that is there. Like if you're hanging out with someone, let's say you're all at church on a Sunday morning or midweek, you get home from work, or it's a Friday afternoon, you could quite easily just pick up the phone and be like, hey, what are you up to?
Wow.
Like, we bought some meat. Do you want to, we would say tan some meat on a flame. So
Wait,
just,
Tan?
is that
Yeah.
barbecue? Is
Yeah.
some meat on the flame?
yeah, so we would call it a braai, but yeah, just have a grill, invite a couple people over and just watch a sports game that's on, kids all hang out. Like, I think there is a culture of community in South Africa that is great, and we fight for it pretty hard in Nashville as well. And what's so funny is when you do start fighting for community, the amount of people that you hear say, wow, this is incredible. We've been praying to find community like
So
this.
true. Yeah,
And
so true.
sometimes something as silly as buying a pizza oven, like you buying a pizza oven and being like obedient to a prompting, is an answered prayer to so many other people.
That's cool.
It's just you think you're making a pizza, but someone is able to have, like the Bible calls us to have conversation, confess your sins one to another, or like just actually talk to each other like human beings, have a life interaction. And so, yeah, sometimes buying a grill or a pizza oven, or just the first piece of furniture that Tassie bought when we moved out here, before we even landed, was a beautiful wooden dining table that is in our living room right now. And we had a prophetic word that was spoken over us before we moved. And the prophetic word was, you will land at a table.
Wow.
And so we really felt that. I mean, Joel and Savannah, our pastors at Citipointe in Nashville, are dear friends of ours. And when we moved over, they just made us feel so like family. We landed into friendships. Dan and Josie and Chris and Kim, and just so many of our team that are there, the Cruisels, everywhere we looked, there was just a community of people. And we just wanted to do that for other people. And so we got a pizza oven and made it fun as well.
That's
I love
awesome.
So, yeah, it's a great
It's a
guy in our
super
church.
good way of connecting, huh?
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
awesome.
So, just kind of going on that, for someone who says like, okay, I'm in ministry, I serve, I'm burnout, or like people, I feel burnout from people. Like,
Sure.
can you speak to that or give advice to someone? Because I feel like, and maybe it's in Washington State where maybe people tend to not be so maybe hospitable. Like people I feel like in Eastern Washington are more so. But
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like
Yeah.
people are self-preserving
Sure.
to the point where you lose that. I mean, do you want to then speak to that to
That's good.
someone who's
I think this self-preservation thing, it's an interesting one for me, because I don't want to detract from anybody that is legitimately going through that. I think there are some very real cases. I by no means am a authority on this topic by any means, but I think we can all speak from life experience and that kind of thing. And I don't know, I remember growing up in a household with a very hardworking father who sometimes sun up to sundown wouldn't be around. He would be working, trying to earn an income. There's a lot of realities for people that are working very hard. But I would be interested to see a statistic on how hard people are working today and how burnt out we are today versus how hard people historically have worked. I coming from a third world country, even in that country, felt significantly more privileged than so many other people did who were working sun up to sundown just to put a meal on their family's plates. And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, I just need a binge a Netflix thing. And it's like, oh, I don't know, like, even I think there's been a little cultural narrative of like rest and the Sabbath, and all of a
So
sudden there's
true.
a huge conversation around the Sabbath. And I was like, yeah, but they were all working for 6 days and the Sabbath was the seventh. Like, we're working 5 days a week,
right?
True.
probably not resting on the Saturday, having a good time, going to bed and then doom scrolling for another couple hours if you're anything
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt that there are people that are out there that are legitimately burnt out. To which I'm like, hey, get some people around you, see someone, make sure that you are in a mentally, physically, spiritually healthy space. I've always personally had the goal of, there was a pastor in Australia, pastored a church in Adelaide, phenomenal guy. His name's Tony Rainbow. He always had this saying, and every time he said it, I was like, man, these are words I want to live by. but he said, I want to have the body of a young man, the spirit of a godly man, and a mind of a wise man.
Mm.
And I was like, those three things are actually so wholesome and so holistic. And I think sometimes we do just need to evaluate different seasons. I don't think we're ever going to find a balance. There's no, if you're trying to fight for balance, you're going to burn out just fighting for balance. There's
True.
seasons of goings, there's seasons of slowing, and we've just got to navigate where we're at. Like we as a family have just had our oldest daughter start school for 5 days a week, and drop off is at 7:40 every morning. We never used to have that. We used to only have to be at the office at 9 o'clock, and we had the girls, and dropping her off at 7:40, it's an earlier start for all of us, but it's an adjusting period. And sure, we're a little bit more tired, or if they're running a fever in the night and they don't sleep, but there's a whole lot more people out there doing a whole lot worse with a whole lot less, and still count it a joy and a privilege to wake up every morning and do life. And so
Good.
a little bit of me is saying, hey, maybe we need to toughen up as a generation. Another part of me is saying, hey, let's also have good awareness of who we are. A guy named Craig Mundell, who's a phenomenal corporate coach, he was doing things in South Africa. He's actually in Tennessee now as well. He said to me one day, he asked me the question, he's like, Dylan, what are you responsible for? And I was like, oh, I'm responsible for a youth ministry. I'm responsible for worship team. I'm responsible for providing for my family. I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for this. And just started listing off very proudly all the things I was responsible for. And he said, unfortunately, young man, you are responsible for yourself. You have a responsibility to all of these things, but you have a responsibility of yourself. If you can ensure that you are healthy, that you have a good relationship with God, that you are prioritizing quiet times with Him, that you are making sure all of your things are in order, your family doesn't need you to necessarily make sure they're okay. Your family needs you to be healthy, the best you can be, so that you can lead them out of a space of that. And it was there's such a fine line in that conversation, and I've just always carried it. And I was like, yeah, that is incredible. But I would say if someone is genuinely feeling burnt out, like reach out to the community that you're a part of, chat to them and let someone help you do things. I know for me, there was just a season where I just had poor time management. I had such poor time management. Start by pull out your phone and have a look at what your average daily screen time is.
Wow.
And if it's above 2 hours, then I've probably found you another 2 hours in your day where you could be spending time doing something else. And if you go through all of those things and there is legitimately just no more, like life has happened, a family member's ill, something has happened, there are very real circumstances that I wouldn't want to detract from or take away from. But I would probably say that this conversation isn't for that category, but I think there has been a little cultural narrative of burnout that I think could be reflected on a little bit more, instead of just becoming this is the new, it's cool to be burnt out, so I'm going to be burnt out.
Right.
Yeah.
That is, I think sometimes I might be a little harsh in my statement, and that's okay. But yeah, I think sometimes that can be the default.
And what I hear you saying, I mean, really is gratitude.
Yeah.
It really is. It comes to gratitude. And that's so true. You said that's so good. I'm going to ask you a little more as we go just about advice, because you are an incredible father and
Thank you.
seem like husband. I haven't asked your wife, but I'm pretty sure she would say yes.
Hopefully.
Hearing your conversation with them a little bit ago, I'm like, you can just tell your family when you're gone, your family misses you. Yeah. That says a lot, right?
It's huge.
So, so I love that. Okay, let me just ask you something lighthearted, and then we'll talk about worship.
Yeah.
So I say there's a saying, but it's true, that if you have an exceptional talent, that you can get like a permanent residency. I guess it's like it wouldn't be a visa. What is it? It's your permanent citizenship.
Yeah.
What would your talent be?
Oh,
So let me tell you, there's a guy
yeah, give
who
me some
he
examples.
came from Italy.
Yep.
His talent, and he has pizza shops all over Florida,
No
and
way.
it's called Mr. Owen
Oh,
Pizza.
right.
Yeah?
The most incredible pizza.
Incredible.
That was his talent, and it was so good he won a competition that
No
actually
way.
got him a permanent residency, like citizenship.
What a great way to get into the States.
Right?
That's phenomenal.
You're the addition that you're bringing
Mm-hmm.
to Florida, but hopefully we will all be a part of this.
Huh.
Okay, so is there one thing that you think, I think I could compete for this?
I actually have no idea. Brian, you got any
Pickleball?
talent?
Tennis? Would it be
It's
pickleball?
Tennis.
definitely not any of those.
Pizza making?
I think I'm a pretty,
Strumming
like,
the guitar?
I like to I feel like Jordan's a little bit this way as well. Like you can do well or okay in majority of things. It's
Yeah.
like, if you put a ball in my hands, I'll probably be okay at that. Although I rugby tackled a guy when we played basketball at our last men's conference. It was a little bit bad for contact sport. Just bringing culture into
Contact sport in the basketball?
Well, it's not
Rugby.
meant to be, but I might have looked like a baby giraffe, like just working my way around the basketball court. So definitely not one of those.
Wrestling. I guess that would go with
Wrestling,
wrestling,
maybe.
right?
Maybe. I would probably have to think about it.
Okay,
Do
well,
you have any of these talents?
no.
Hypothetically speaking, you weren't a citizen.
Um,
I would be in
no.
trouble.
I think
You'd be in
I would be in trouble. Yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
be in Africa. We'd be back in
Stuck.
Africa.
For sure.
I think, yeah, I would have to
Sure.
really think about that. But I think yours could be, you write incredible music.
Thank you.
So I know you would have never said, actually, it's
Songwriting.
songwriting because you're a humble musician. But
Well,
I will say you are an anointed worship leader.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, so anointed. You build a worship team, like an incredible anointed team around you.
We were talking on the way here today
Mm.
about the amount of people that he has under him on his team. It's like 50 to 60 people, basically, that, he's overseeing and, has helped to raise up. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
there's a good crew. Thankfully, I'm not doing it on my own. We've got a whole team around us, but yeah, we're seeing some incredible fruit coming out of where we are, and it's been incredible to see that.
I love your church so much.
Yeah,
In the heart of Citipointe worship.
yeah.
Powerful worship.
But yeah, your team is incredible. Okay, let me ask you this: your favorite worship song right now?
Right now, favorite worship
And it can be
song
your own.
right now.
That would be great.
It is
It's
Risen
mine.
King.
Risen King.
Written
By
by
the way,
It's so good. That's a great song.
Jordan's going to put a link
Go
to it
listen-
below.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kidding.
Risen King.
Right now, um, Hannah and Paul McClure out of Bethel have just released a new album, and I think it is a phenomenal album. They had a song where they had their daughter come out on stage and she was dancing while they were leading worship, and there's a few songs that are on there. I'm a classic let's write for the congregation type of person. I couldn't really care how well it's going to stream or how it's not going to stream. I feel like there's a mandate for me, at least personally, which is to put the sounds and song of heaven to shape people's theology through song and sound. And so anything that becomes pretty congregational that I think, people can grab this and sing it, and this will not just make them feel good, but this will give them a beautiful vantage point of who God is. And I feel like this last album that they've written has really, really done that well. A song like No One Like the Lord that was released a couple months ago as well, I think on a Bethel album as well. Just a beautiful, just a beautiful song. There's so many of them. A good buddy of mine, Corey Miller, wrote a song called Low, and just a beautiful personal revelation that he managed to get into song and sound, where I'm pretty sure the first line of the lyric is, I don't want it just goes along the lines of, I don't want to profit off of your presence. I don't want to build up what you tear down. And it's just a big for a lot of people might be a big coming to Jesus moment where you're like, oh wow, this was actually always about the one thing. And so anything at the moment that is written with that in mind, I think my heart resonates with.
Hmm.
And so yeah.
That's powerful. You guys, you do that so well, and that's something that um Brian and I, we just feel like, I mean, for us being senior pastors, we just have tried to always kind of protect that.
Mm,
At home, we listen to all kinds of worship, but
yeah.
really at church, we really want it to be like a corporate song, like you
Yeah.
said. And you guys do that well. And you see it based on your congregation, they all worship.
Mm,
Um, I see it in the videos. Being there in person, I saw it and you could
Yeah.
feel it. But
yeah.
there's nothing like coming together, right? All
Yeah.
together. And sometimes you'll see videos and you're like, oh, that's a cool song. And they'll pan out into the crowd and like, oh man, there's some kind of disconnect because people, they're not, you could feel maybe they're not grasping it.
Mm,
But I feel like, and there's always a time and place, for
sure.
everything. But I feel like you guys do that so well. You just,
Thank you.
like you spoke about, be a priest to go in and it's so powerful. Speaking of your album, like, do you feel comfortable talking about
Yeah.
the new album, like,
Yeah.
and how that was written? And
Yeah. Yeah, the new album was really good. I mean, we were in Australia a month ago doing the recording, and what was great is I think there was 12 different songs that were recorded for that particular album, and there was 11 different worship leaders.
wow,
And so it was great just to see that it wasn't about one individual singing these songs. Like, so often we can look to an individual and they're the person that carries this thing. But it was great just to see people who were there, who were at the inception of Citipointe worship years ago, long before I was even here, 20 odd years ago. And then also seeing a great picture of this, Aaron and Becky Lucas they each led a song on this album. And then their son led a song on the album as well.
That's so cool.
And for me, more than anything, regardless of anything else, to see the generational handover, like, I believe God is about generations.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. Hmm.
from one generation to the next, and just to see that mantle like be passed down, and to see Jai step into that role. And he didn't step into it out of nepotism either. It's not like, oh, he's their son, so he gets to lead. I believe Jai carries something on his life that will unlock it. For me, oftentimes I look at different things as a padlock, and you just need the right combination to unlock that thing, to see the presence of God pour out somewhere.
Hmm.
And for me, Jai is one of those people where just in his generation, and I believe above him and below him, will just unlock that. And so being a part of that album recording, to see him, he led a song called Fireproof, and he just carried the song so well. And to see Aaron and Becky leading as well, his mum and dad, and they're leading a phenomenal church out in Colorado. And yeah, it was a beautiful thing to be a part of. We often talk about the global church. Thankfully, Citipointe is represented on multiple different continents, and myself and Jasmine flew from Nashville. Jai and Becky and Aaron flew from Colorado. There was campuses all over, from Ipswich in Australia, Carindale, different parts of Queensland. Like, and it was a beautiful thing to see. And I think it's moments like that where the Lord looks at these things and he's like, oh, you haven't just brought me a product. This isn't just another product that we've
So good.
sang and hit record on, but it's like, actually, no, this is always about his presence. It's always about the person Jesus.
yes,
And doing whatever we can. Like, when we craft our set lists, we want to sing songs that have the train of his robe fill the temple, that see him enter the room. And there's a biblical layout for it. Like, he inhabits the praises of his people. Like, he doesn't inhabit just lyrics that we sing on a screen. He inhabits when people praise with their hearts, like, bless the Lord, O my soul, all that is within me. The God of the universe, the author perfecter of our
So
faith,
good.
squeezes himself into a room, and for an hour or two on a Sunday morning just comes and is with us. It's incredible.
Mm.
So yeah, we definitely being a part of that album recording over there was incredible. It's a great privilege to be able to travel and be a part of stories like that. Celebrated the 25-year celebration of Citipointe
Yeah,
Church, and
that's
again,
amazing.
just a picture of legacy
Hmm.
and pastors who without blemish have just run the race and have done it well, and because of that have opened the doors. Like, I really truly believe that for Mark and Lee, their ceiling will be the next generation's floor, and we'll just keep on going from strength to strength, which is incredible.
Come on.
That's awesome.
Come on.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation earlier, just talking about the presence of God and
Yeah.
how it has shifted in your own church and the
Yeah.
way that you lead, but also the way that the church has responded
Yeah.
to worship and people really pouring
Yeah.
to the altar from the very start, and the prayer room being
Yeah.
full of people,
Yeah.
and
It's
people
huge.
just crying out to God, and then them bringing that out into the front, into
Yeah.
worship, and even feeling like you're not having to start with a hyped up song,
Yeah.
but sometimes just whatever God is breathing on, even if it's a slower song, but it just, the presence of God is there
Yeah.
from the start. And that's something that you were saying that you had noticed, and specifically you remember the day that it happened
Yeah.
at your church. And that's what I'm praying for our church, Breakthrough Church. And if you're watching this, I pray that God would just begin to do that in
Yeah.
all of our churches, because we want the presence of God.
Yeah.
That's what matters more than anything else. So
Yeah.
when you were saying that
Yeah.
at grabbing coffee earlier, my heart was just really resonating with that, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, there really is nothing like the presence of God. Like, we can facilitate the most incredible church service. We could spend all our time, energy, and resources on creating a palatable, comfortable church experience, if you will, for people, and they can come in and they will leave saying, well, that was a great time. That was phenomenal. Oh, I didn't feel awkward in that church. Like, oh, that pastor didn't like call me out on my sin. Like, there was none of that. But they'd only changed. And I think so often, not by any fault of our own, all like good intentions, but often we can end up making a church so comfortable that no one gets set free. And Joel's always said it. He said the most valuable thing to someone in prison is freedom. You can give them a sofa, you can give them a biggest Samsung frame TV, like make it trendy, get the curvy one if they want it. You can give them a sound system. You could probably put a Chick-fil-A drive-through in the prison cell with them and give them everything that they want. But someone that is in a prison will still say, the thing that I desire most is freedom.
Wow.
And sometimes I think with good intention, we as a seeker-sensitive model church can fall into the trap of trying to make church so comfortable that we don't offend anyone or no one leaves with conviction. But when we shift our focus, the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then your neighbor, in that order. And when we choose to love God first, when we choose to glorify him first, when we choose to magnify him, sometimes crazy things happen. And Joel just said, he's like, we would rather have one person set free than 100 people sitting comfortably in our church. And when we allow the presence of God to enter into our church, and it's not about performance, but it is about his presence, a split second of encounter with the Holy Spirit can change someone's eternity.
Yes.
That 30 years of comfortable church could never do.
Right.
True.
And so I remember it was probably about a year ago now, but we had inherited a church, and it was a church that had some phenomenal people in it, but the culture was a little bit different, and we had to establish culture, and we took some time rebuilding the foundations of what we wanted to see. And a certain time came around where we all looked at each other and we were kind of like, okay, cool. We have the planning center run sheet, like we have our timestamps, and we are executing a great church service, if you will. And we all just had a dinner at Joel and Sav's house once, and we all just couldn't help but shake that God didn't bring Joel and Sav all the way from Australia, myself and Tassie all the way from South Africa, Dan and Josie all the way from Australia, Chris and Kim all the way from Washington. Like, we just had people coming from all over, and we just all had this unanimous feeling of God didn't just call us here to play church, to have a Sunday, happy clappy couple songs, great word, and then leave. And it was kind of like, hey, revival or bust. Like, we want to see the presence of God fill this place. We will just be all or nothing. And so when it came to our Sundays, that was the approach that we took. Like, there's always generally, and sometimes there's room for it, like, don't take the baby out with the bathwater, but we just said we didn't want to start our services with a upbeat song one, so that someone was like, oh, let me finish getting my coffee and then get in before, like, the worship happens or before the word. It was like, no, from start to end, like, this needs to be all about him. It was never about us. It was always about him, and us having the opportunity to come in and say, thank you for the blood. Thank you for your cross. Thank you for the crown of thorns. Thank you that we get to be a part of what we get to be a part of. And you always hear of some very well-meaning person say, like, oh, worship was great today. Like, oh, I love that song that you sang. And I'm like, thank you. It's usually like some lovely lady, and you're like, oh, thank you. Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, I personally don't think we have the privilege of saying, oh, worship went well today or didn't go well today, because that means that we've set a performative narrative around how good or how bad it was. It shouldn't matter who's singing or not singing. What really matters is God is after our heart. And so we come in with a heart posture, and that is the altar on which our worship is built. And so we've tried as much as possible to try and seed out consumer Christianity narrative in our language. Like, some people are like, oh, we're singing that song again. We've sung it 5 weeks in a row. And I'm like, hey, day and night, night and day, the angels are circling the throne room singing, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Day and night, night and day, it never changes. But maybe we've become too comfortable with a certain revelation of a certain song that sometimes we just need a reminder of. And it's like, when I find myself saying, oh, this song again, it's for me, that's become a flag saying, oh, Dill, maybe you need to check your heart on this one. Like, have you become tired of singing holy forever? But he is holy forever. And it's not about me being tired with the melody or getting tired of singing something, but me saying, actually, God, here's my heart. You are holy forever. You are the highest. You are the greatest. You are the name above all names. And it's why I'm loving the religion versus relationship narrative that's kind of breaking down at the moment, because religion isn't a bad thing. Religion is a certain set of structures or practices that were put in place to help people encounter the presence of God. The Apostles' Creed isn't something you have to say, but when you say that creed, I believe in God the Father. I believe in Christ the Son. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in the resurrected one. It's a reminder of this is what he did. And may we never approach worship with a how good I felt it was or wasn't mentality, but may we always approach it with, God, I hope you were pleased with my offering today, because it was never about me. It was always about you. When I look at the cross, when I look at the blood, when I look at the lashings he poured out, may I never become so comfortable with a song that we sing
Wow.
3 or 4 weeks in a row. It's getting tired. No, it's not. It's an eternal truth that will be there long after we're not here anymore.
Right.
And so, yeah, I felt a bit heavy, but
Wow.
here we are.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're going to be requesting that song now. Like
Which one?
the
Holy
Apostles'
Forever?
Creed, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Apostles'
Yeah.
Creed.
I love that song.
What
And
a
I
beautiful
love that
song.
one. I love that song.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so good. So, you know, one thing I hear you saying is really too, there's so much unity within your team.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. You know, so Joel was a friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Pastors Joel and Savannah, but you weren't submitted under their leadership until you all got to Nashville. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so how is that? Just you're a powerful worship leader, worship pastor, and you're submitted to your pastor. So when your pastor is like, my heart is burning for revival,
Yeah.
things are going to look different, like you were saying. It's not
Yeah.
going to be. So what does that look like for you, just leading under him and under
Yeah.
their leadership?
Yeah, I mean, there is often like the language of like, oh, is someone your friend or they're your leader? Like, how do you navigate that? And you know what, Taz and I met Joel and Sav in 2017 when they came out to South Africa and they started Awaken Africa, and we were at a few of just the outreach missions things that they were doing, and it was incredible just to see it. Like, we'll often reminisce on those days and just be like, man, it was so raw, it was so incredible, the Spirit of God was there, it was amazing. And then I remember I was actually in the States at the start of 2020 at a church in Virginia Beach called Wave, and
Kelly's church.
yeah, Steve Kelly. Yeah, they're incredible. Steve and Josh Kelly, his son, is there as well. Incredible communicator, incredible guy, knows how to laugh at himself, but at the same time can unpack scripture incredibly well. I love the Kellys. The Kellys are a great family and doing an incredible thing in Virginia Beach. But I was out there and flying back to South Africa, and Joel was actually in Colorado at the time. And I was like, hey, I'm at JFK. There's no one here. Like, obviously, COVID-19 had just started making its way around. I was like, I feel like I'm the only one in the airport right now. Like, I have a picture of Grand Central Station with no one in it.
You're kidding.
It's incredible. And I was like, hey, Joel, I'll see you in a week. He was on an itinerant trip because that was how he funded a lot of Awaken Africa. And he was like, yeah, cool. See you when we get back. And within the time frame of me landing back in South Africa and Joel being in Colorado and meaning to come back was when the lockdown happened.
Wow.
And so Joel could never get back.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sav had to fly back to Australia with Avila. She was pregnant with Jack at the time. Super traumatic. Everyone in an airport had a hazmat suit on. You were treated like not a human. And Joel and them obviously thought they were going to be coming back to South Africa, and that door just didn't seem to open. And in the interim, in the background, we had come into this church in Citipointe. Citipointe had taken on a church in Nashville, Tennessee, and Pastor Mark and Lee had said to Joel and Sav, hey, would you take this church on? It was quite difficult to lead it because everyone that was in Australia, Aaron and Becky Lucas, were coming out once a month trying to look after it. And eventually Joel and Sav said, yeah, we feel the call of God to take on this church, and they were coming out. And I was on Instagram one day and I just shot Joel a message. He posted something and I responded, and I was just like, oh, we should write a song. You know, everyone's in lockdown.
Yeah.
We're bored. Like, let's write a song. And he simply texted back saying, move to Nashville and we will. And I was like, haha, that would be fun.
Yeah.
End of conversation. About 2 weeks later, I sat up in our bed and I looked at my wife and I was like, love, I feel it pressing in my spirit that we need to move to Nashville.
Oh my gosh.
And Taz said, yeah, me too. And that was in 2021. And so for the next 2 years, we were kind of like slowly waiting on all of this to unfold.
Yeah.
And then we got here, and naturally, Joel, Sav, myself, Taz, we were all friends and still are. Like, I would say Joel and Sav are some of our very best friends in the whole world. But understanding that we were called here for a certain purpose, and that purpose was to be outworked under their leadership,
Yeah.
gives us the ability to say, even when I don't agree with something, it's like, well, I'm not here to agree with everything. I'm called to submit under the leadership that I'm under, and take God at his word and say, hey, if we were meant to move out here, then submitting to this leadership is what we were called to do.
Yeah.
And I believe that there is something so healthy about being under leadership. There is a release that comes with that. And it's under Joel's leadership that our church has flourished. It's under Savannah's leadership and Joel's leadership that our church has flourished into the direction that it's currently heading in. And it honestly feels like we're on the precipice of something that none of us have ever seen before. We're not orchestrating it. We're a part of it for sure.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Joel is a humble of enough leader. He's humble to sometimes just ask for feedback and say, hey, how did we feel that when? We'll oftentimes be driving home in a car because we live 30 seconds away from one another, and just be able to speak with one another candidly. But then I've also got to know when Joel puts his pastor boss hat on, that, okay, this is that time I'm submitting to this authority. And then when it's friendship hat, like the other day it was Jack's birthday, and we were running around the yard shooting each other with Nerf guns for Jack's birthday.
That was funny.
And it's like, it's incredible. And I think ministry, it's so important to have that in ministry.
Yeah.
Joel always says it, we're gonna have fun, but we're not playing games.
That's
You
so
want to have
good.
fun.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
Jesus and 12
Yep.
disciples.
They had
Tell
fun.
me it wasn't a good time.
Right. Right.
Tell
Straight
me
up.
someone wasn't rocking that boat
Right.
while Peter was trying to get out. Oh,
Right.
pushing him in, being like, oh, like,
Yeah.
it would have been a fun
So true.
time. But at the same time, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. There is a mandate that we have, which is to see
Come on.
people saved, healed, and made whole. And when it comes time to go, when it's game time, it's game time. And when it's time to have fun, it's time to have fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's time to have both.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think a lot of people will have a lot longer ministry time if they had some fun.
Oh, 100%. We
Yeah.
just did an episode on that. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
yesterday.
Crazy things. Yeah, church gone crazy. Crazy things that happen in ministry.
Because
Yeah.
you have to have fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
You have to, like you said, and when you read the New Testament, Jesus, I just see his sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
But he was serious about his business.
Yeah.
But you also read things and you're like, he had such a great sense of humor.
I mean, have you seen the AI videos of like the Bible reenactments?
No.
It's so funny. Just like
No.
influencer style vlogs of people being like Jonah and the whale, being like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think they're incredible. Probably don't base your theology
No.
on them, but they're hilarious.
They're
Pinch your soul.
funny.
Yeah, they're
Yes, they're
hilarious.
so funny. I love them. So let me ask you this. Did you guys ever write the song when he moved?
Actually, on the new album, there's a song called "Son of God,"
Really?
that we actually wrote together. Yeah, so very
That's cool.
excited about that
That
one.
is so
I was privileged enough to be able to lead that one in Australia, so really excited for that one to come out. But yeah, he came to me with an idea and said, "Hey, this is what I want to write around," and we built a lot of it around the scripture where John looks at Jesus and says, "Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." And that actually became the bridge of the song. The bridge lyrics are the crown of thorns, the rugged cross, the crown of thorns. There hung a man, behold the Lamb, the Son of God, who takes away the sin of the world.
Wow.
And it's just one of those moments where when you sing the song, you cannot help but behold who he is.
It's awesome.
He's the Lamb. He's the Lamb that was slain. He is the Son of God. And by declaring that truth, like, the one thing the Pharisees didn't like was that he claimed to be the Son of God.
Mhm.
And so when we sing that declaration saying, actually, no, this is who you are. When he says to Peter, and like, who do you say I am? And Peter says, this is who you are. It's like everything changes in that moment, like when we realize who he is. So yeah, got to write the song with Joel. It was
How
good
cool.
fun.
How cool.
We all laughed at each other like while we were writing
That
the
is
song.
cool.
Same thing with songwriting.
Yeah.
Laugh at yourself. You're gonna have a dumb lyric every now and then that doesn't make sense. But
Have you ever had a moment though where you really feel passionate about it and other people come in and they're
100%.
laughing or they're like, What do you do? Because I know you were talking about this on that podcast because it's like a child, right?
yeah,
In a sense.
yeah. I mean, I for a long time adopted a mentality of there was a big narrative, especially when I was at Hillsong and you're around a lot of incredible writers and you're just like, man, I suck. Like Ruben Morgan's just cornerstoned the whole, like, cornerstone, I'm not writing that, like, or Ben Fielding, an incredible songwriter, Matty Crocker, an incredible songwriter. And it's just like, you can kind of feel so like, I can't live up to that, which is like step one. Like, don't try to live up to that. God's given you a
That's good.
mandate to write a song.
Yeah.
Like, he's given you a voice. He doesn't need another Reuben Morgan. He doesn't need another Ben Fielding. He doesn't need another Matty Crocker. He's called you
Wow.
to do this. And so I think that was the one side of it. But there was a big narrative around like, hey, don't be too precious with your song. Like, don't hold on to it too tightly. And Alex Pappas, he was a co-writer with me on Risen King, and one of my very best buddies in the whole world. And he said to me the other day, he's like, I actually don't agree with that. And I was like, oh, because now
Can you say that?
I was like, you're challenging a perception that I've had for a very long time that came out of the same church that we were both in. And it's always incredible when someone challenges what's become a colloquial perception. Like
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
just adopts it. It's cool to adopt this mentality.
Right.
Kind of like Hillsong in their I Heart Revolution or whatever it was, made the statement of like, this is the song of the house, the sound of the house. And then all of a sudden every church in the world was like, this is the sound of our house. And I was like, but all of you have the same sound.
The same sound.
We got to talk about this one. But Alex just said, he was like, I don't know if I agree with that. And I was like, oh, well, what do you mean? And he just said, you know what, if we are called to write and we are called to make art, and it's how we glorify God, then it has to mean something. It has to mean something.
Yeah.
If you are crafting something that is beautiful, it has to mean something. I look at the intricacies that went into building the tabernacle. It's intentional. It's precise. It's beautiful.
True.
You look at the cathedrals all throughout Europe that were built for the glory of God. When you step into them and you look at them, you're like, wow, this is beautiful. I guarantee you, if you knocked the cathedral down, the masonry guy that was building that, or the artist that made the stained glass windows, wouldn't be like, oh, that's fine, I wasn't attached to it
Right.
anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
They would be like, no way.
Right.
I spent hours doing that. And I do think there is a part of us that needs to care about what we write,
That's good.
and also have the ability to just receive feedback on something and take it to people who know what they're talking about. I think sometimes criticism can get put in the wrong box. We have a weekly debrief with our team every single week. And sometimes it can be like, hey, you missed these notes. Like, everything okay? Like, do you need to help me? Do you need me to do this? Or like Elliot, one of our guitarists, will be like, hey, Dill, you sang pretty flat today. Like, and that can either be received as like, oh, hi, man, you can't say that. And it's like, when you look at movie critics or film critics,
It's true.
a film critic doesn't criticize film because they despise film.
So good.
A film critic critiques a film because they're passionate about film and they want to see it become the best it possibly can be.
So good.
And so when we're talking about church and how we debrief different things, people aren't critiquing us.
Yeah.
If we feel like they are, then maybe we've put our identity in something, which is a separate conversation for
So
another time.
good.
But if I go to someone, let's say someone like Alex, and he says, "Hey, Del,
Mhm.
this line is just, you couldn't make it more cheesy if you tried."
Mhm.
I need to receive that with, Alex isn't being critical of the song or me because he despises me and what I have to bring, but it's because he loves me and wants to see what I'm doing become better than it can be. That's the beauty of collaboration.
Right.
And so I do think we should be precious about our songs. Be intentional with them. Pour your heart into it.
Hmm.
Sometimes we're going to receive some hard feedback, and that's okay, provided we know that it's not an attack on us,
Right.
but it's a critique out of someone that is passionate about us becoming better at what we do.
Right.
As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
Hmm.
When iron sharpens iron, it's not comfortable. It sounds awkward. It's
Wow, that's
horrible.
good.
Sparks fly. Things
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, both blades end up being sharper.
Right.
Hmm.
And so sometimes we might just need to surround ourselves with some blades that are going to sharpen us and take what we make to them. Because you also don't want to, like, have you ever seen those talent shows where someone, like American Idol, someone comes on and they're like, "I can sing."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
"You're tone deaf."
Right.
And it's like, "Who told you you can sing?" It's like, "My mom."
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
"Oh, you've
Always.
gone to just an echo chamber that's going to, they're going to tell you what
That's
you
true.
want to hear."
Yeah.
And then, like Dan Terry always says it, he's like,
Dan Terry.
"Clear
That's
is
great.
kind." He's like, "You'll save a lot of people from a lot of heartache down the road if you just have a nice conversation with them there and then."
Say it again. Clear is kind.
Clear is kind.
Wow.
There's a
that's
lot
so
of
good.
people who I think if they had a
Yeah.
clear conversation a long time ago,
Wow.
would probably, some of them still be in ministry today,
Mm.
would still be leading worship, would still be, but were taken out of the race because of a long-term built-up offense.
Mm.
And so yeah, same with our songs. Like Alex and I wrote a song a decade ago, got shut down hard. Boom.
Mhm.
We still feel like it's the best song ever written. But yeah, it was like, okay, fine. And then know that if you need to go back and work on something, or maybe you need to shelve that one and it was just between you and God, and
Hmm.
go and write another one.
Yeah.
Like there's always more to be written.
Come on, release that one now. It's a new season.
That's it. It's
Release
a new
it.
season.
Do it.
That's right.
Wow,
That's the title too.
yeah, right? That's so good.
It's very good.
I just feel like this is like part one, but we need like a whole nother, because I realized we didn't even find out like your story, how you got saved. One thing I do want to ask you, if you can think of this off the top of your head, the best advice that you've ever received that's just helped you as a person
Ooh.
or a father, or you know, just has anyone ever pulled you aside and it's just stuck with you?
I mean, there's so many things. I mean, I think we've all heard it. We've all heard it before, but especially when you're working in full-time ministry, or if you're involved in church at a high capacity, sometimes the blur between your work life and your personal life, and this is professional and this isn't, and all that, like it can all get blurred. But I think at the end of the day, someone cultivating a relationship in the quiet with Jesus is everything.
Hmm.
That is where, like, if someone came to me and said, "Oh, it's like someone that's burnt out," like probably one of the first questions I ask them is like, "Hey, well, what is your private time with Jesus look like?" Because
Hmm.
even in my own walk, I can tell very quickly when I'm operating in my own strength and I'm not drinking from the well that doesn't run dry. And it's so easy for us to do it, especially if we're skilled at something. Like we can so easily lean on our gifts or whatever it is. As a dad, as a father, am I spending time with the Father? As a husband, am I spending time with Jesus to become more and more the person that he's called me to be
Mhm.
as a father, as a husband, as a friend, whatever that looks like. I think there is, if we want to find inspirational motivation, open your phone, go on a TED talk and find out 7 healthy habits to do this. Hey, 5 a.m. club, make sure you're running, make sure you do this. But at the end of the day, the cornerstone of everything is always going to be Jesus. And so we have to just be coming back to spending a relationship with him. Make a cup of coffee in the morning, sit down,
Mhm.
have a fat chat. For me, it doesn't always need to be opening up a Bible and reading a scripture, because I'm the kind of person who ends up reading the Bible for me. It's like, oh,
Right.
I'm now reading this to try and,
Right.
oh, that's a cool scripture. Can I write a song? Or, oh, this is it.
Totally.
Can I do this? Can I? And it becomes a like, oh, I can write a message out of this. It becomes a, oh, what can I do with this? Instead of actually just
So true.
practicing the presence of Jesus. What's that book? The Heavenly Man? Is it called The Heavenly Man? No, Brother Lawrence.
Yeah,
Practicing the presence.
of
That's what it is.
of
I said
God,
that.
yeah.
That's what I said.
Yep.
That's what I said.
Practicing the presence, where it's like the guy encounters the presence of God washing dishes.
Wow.
Or John Mark Comer's recent book on practicing the way. A lot of people hate on it. I'm like, hey, it's a very practical way for you to know Jesus, to be with him,
Yeah,
and become
yeah.
like him.
So
And
good.
that's what we're called to. So yeah, that would probably be the best advice, is leaders above me saying, spend time with Jesus.
That's so good.
It's why we're here.
I love that you say
That's
say
good.
you have a fat chat.
Fat chat.
Fat chat with the Lord.
Fat
That
chats
is
with the
good.
Lord.
I mean, and you sometimes we overcomplicate it. And like
Yeah.
you said, where the man asked you, who are you responsible for?
Yeah.
That goes back to that as well.
Yeah.
Like making sure you're healthy
Yeah.
all the way around. It's so good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you this weekend, man.
I'm excited to be
It's
here.
going to be awesome.
I
So
know
you're
Taz
gonna,
wanted Taz. I think Taz is so looking forward to coming out. She was like, "Tell him I listened to the podcast when they were speaking about adoption," and she was like, "I was crying the whole way through." And so she loves you guys, and I know
wow.
loves spending time with you, and would love to. Maybe next time we'll bring her out as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
Sure. One thing I love about your wife is the amount of grace that just flows out of her.
Yeah,
She's one of the most gracious.
she's married to me.
So she has to be.
Has to be gracious.
She does have to be gracious. She really is. I mean, like I said, all those ladies there just blessed me. I left feeling like I just had
Awesome
a group
people.
of just best friends, but
Yeah.
just their love for the Lord. And you can just have a great time and a great chat, but
Yeah.
they know when it's time to get down to business. And I love that. And I love that about your church. I think that, yeah, like I said, we just need to have a whole nother episode and just hear
Part two.
your story, part 2.
Come on.
But
We
we
can do
have
it.
fun to be had this weekend. It's
Yes,
going to be
we do.
amazing. Okay, give us like 3 words that
Ooh.
you would say, like you were saying, the differences in American language versus
3 differences. 1, everyone that comes from Commonwealth descent has a U in a lot of their words. So color is spelled C-L-O-R here.
right. Yeah,
We have it C-O-L-O-U-R, color.
color.
Flour,
Mhm,
as in what you bake with, not the actual flour. We spell the pretty flour the same way.
mhm.
That would be one. So I think vowels are interesting.
Yeah.
I find America to be very literal with its explanations of things.
Like, give us an example.
We would call the side of the road a pavement. You
Mhm.
call it a sidewalk,
Hmm.
which makes sense because that's its function. It is a side that you walk on.
Right.
We call a traffic light a robot, which still doesn't make sense.
Robot.
A robot.
Uh-huh.
When we read time, I say it's 6:15
Mhm.
or it's 6:30. You say it's 6:15 or 6:30. So we work with a pie chart, which is interesting because I'm not great at fractions, but
So
15:15.
we really are literal. The clock
Very
says
literal.
30, it's 30.
6:30, yeah.
There's no half.
I would say 6:30, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then America is renowned for enunciating the whole word. As an example, my last name we discovered earlier, I would just say Hibbert. The America, it's spelt Hibb or Hibbert, which is Hibbert in American language. but we would say Hibbert,
Hibberts.
which is funny because in my brain, English originated in England, but America seems to speak the language of English better than the English do.
That's so
Because sometimes you hear an English person and you're like, I don't know what you just
right,
said.
right.
Did you speak in your heavenly language? Unless they're from like Chelsea or Surrey or somewhere fancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like that. And,
Yeah.
all right.
Got it.
So Hattie B's.
Hattie
We were
B's
talking about
spicy chicken.
Hattie B's hot chicken earlier.
Yeah.
Our favorite place in
What time?
Nashville.
Waffles and chicken.
And so when
Spicy chicken.
when we go to Hattie B's, we're gonna do the waffles and chicken.
We
Let's
gotta
try
get
it out.
Rumor has it that
It is
spicy
the
chicken,
best that
Yeah.
I've ever had.
It's incredible.
Incredible. I dream about it, think about it, pray about it.
Rumor has it spicy southern Nashville hot chicken was founded by an angry wife.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, apparently
She was a woman.
there was a husband somewhere, maybe doing what he shouldn't have been doing,
Mm.
not maybe a man of the cloth. Rumor has it that he came home and she made him a dinner and was like, I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson,
Ah,
and completely spiced up his chicken to make it hot,
Stop.
unbearably hot, and he loved it.
Stop. That's a thing. That's
You
real.
loved it.
Well, I mean, it might be real. Don't quote me on
I'm
it.
gonna find out.
It's validated on Reddit.
Oh, then it's real.
It's real.
100%.
So yeah, but Hattie B's anytime, I'm down.
Is there
man.
anything that you miss from home that you don't have in Nashville?
I miss the ocean incredibly. I think I went through a season where I tried to be a man that lived from the earth, and I said to Taz, I was like, I'm only gonna cook what we catch. And so I would like leave at 5 a.m. every morning, go spearfishing,
Really?
catch fish. I would get crayfish or lobster out of like where we used to live.
Big lobsters, I've heard.
Yeah, like probably the size of my forearm lobster.
Dang.
If I couldn't catch anything, I'd get mussels or like oysters off of the rocks that were in front of us. And I think I would surf, I would kite surf, I'd spend a lot. We were very, people call it pelagic people. We loved the ocean. And so definitely miss that. I'm praying that some multi-millionaire somewhere wants to build like a wave pool in Nashville. I will
Come
be
on.
there. I will be the first one to sign up. And obviously we miss our family. We miss our family deeply. But even on the days that it's hard, like it's the call of God that sustains it.
Yeah.
I think anyone that's moving somewhere, I would say make sure that it is the call of God on your life
good.
to go there, because sometimes life happens and life gets difficult. 2 weeks after we landed in Nashville, Tazzie's dad had to have a quadruple bypass heart surgery, and it's in that moment where you're like, what is happening? I should be with my family, but it's the call of God that sustains those moments,
Yeah.
that you can constantly come back to. It wasn't just a good idea. This was a God idea that we built this foundation on. So yes, we miss things. We miss family. We miss friends. We miss moments. We miss the ocean. But we are incredibly grateful for where we are now. Wouldn't trade it for the world. And we love it. We love the leadership that we're under. We love the house that we're in. And really believe that we're just scratching the surface on what is happening in Nashville. So we're excited for it.
Come on. Well,
That's
we're
awesome.
grateful that God sent you all here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said God knew what he was doing when he
Yeah.
aligned, when I saw where everyone was from in your church, and just even talking to the people in the congregation, they're moving from all over.
All over.
And I mean, that's revival.
Yeah.
You know, when you see that people are, when you see what God is doing within your church body, I'm like, that is just a beautiful
Yeah.
glimpse of heaven, I feel.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is. Like there's families that are driving for like an hour and a half, 2 hours on a Sunday morning just to get to church. And I think like may that be an encouragement for someone who lives 15 minutes away from church
Come
and
on.
is like, college ball's on today. I'm gonna stay home and watch
Yeah,
that instead. It's like, no, get into the house, get into
Yeah.
the presence of
Yeah.
God. Like get into a community. It's important for us
Come
to
on.
be in community. Like the enemy rolls around like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. Coming from Africa, I've seen a lion attack animals. The way that they do that is by isolating a buck or an antelope from the pack, and then they're able to pounce on it. But when the pack stays together,
Yeah.
there's power in it. Like where
Yeah.
there's unity, God commands a blessing. Like, yeah, so we've got people driving from all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, everyone just get to church.
Come
Like,
on.
get to church. Whatever worship sounds like, you're not there for what it sounds like. You're there to be a part of what God is doing on earth, and it's incredible.
Wow, there's been so many
It's
great
awesome.
things that
Lots of good
you
stuff.
preached.
Lots of good stuff.
So many great
I
things
love
you've
sitting.
preached.
I
No,
love sitting
really.
and chatting with him.
I know. I know. Do you remember when I was speaking at or at your church
Uh-huh.
and I was giving a really poor signal for you to come up? And instead of me just saying, Dylan, could you come up?
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I was trying to make that so like mysterious. And I'm like, give you the nod. And then I remember I waved at you and then you just waved back. And I was like, you are literally the nicest person. And I was like, why didn't I just say it? I just laughed so hard because I was like, you were just so nice that you just gave me such a polite wave back.
We're here. I mean,
It's so fun.
we joke about it. Like, it's like, I said it to our team literally this weekend, because when the altar call's happening, like every head's bowed, every eye's closed, it's like then everyone opens their eyes and it's like, boom, the worship team's back.
Right.
It's like they just all appeared all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And we were just joking about it. And I was like, hey, just walk out onto the stage. Like, people are not oblivious to the fact that we're here.
Right.
Like, just walk on out.
And they want you to be there. So it's
Yeah.
good. It's a
Yeah.
welcome sight.
Yeah,
And
for some people, they're like, oh my goodness, thank the Lord, the church is finishing up. They're wrapping up.
Yeah.
Worship team's here. Keys are out. This means we're near the end.
yeah,
This
and
is
it makes
true.
it so anointed, right? When the keys are
Man,
holding a pad, and you
Totally.
just for sure. There's a level.
it's the best. It is the best.
So we'll do a part 2, hopefully another time.
Yes.
We cannot wait to have you lead for us this weekend and for you guys.
Gonna be awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
men are coming to this retreat from all over the country.
How good.
Yeah.
It's
So
exciting.
Exciting.
So cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's something special about it. I remember I was chatting to Jordan earlier. I think the last time we did this was 2 years ago. I remember we had acoustic guitars that weren't working, a PA system that needed a lot of work, swapping guitars, doing a whole lot of things. There's so much that you think, you're like, oh my goodness, how are we going to do this? But then when a bunch of men just get together, turn their eyes to Jesus,
Yeah,
and
come
begin
on.
to sing, it doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes, even me, I can get so caught up in what I have to do that I forget the reason why we're here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I said to our team, like, the reason why we don't have chord charts and everything on our platform is because so often we get so caught up looking down at chords, trying to follow them, and we don't get to take a moment just to look up and acknowledge what God's doing in the room. I can get caught up about how my in-ears are sounding, or how my guitar's sounding, or how this, that, and the other is sounding. And so often we can get caught up in the semantics of what we have to do that we miss what God is doing.
So true.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, 2 years ago, me and an acoustic and a couple hundred men, and I'm so just looking forward to that again. Like, just this week, men getting together, singing, worshiping, getting vulnerable, iron sharpening iron. It's a special thing. So grateful that you had me out again.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. We're fired up. It's going to be an amazing weekend. So we have Dylan with us all weekend for our retreat, as well as on Sunday
Yeah.
morning, 9 and 11, and then also 6 p.m. So,
Sunday night.
man, it's going to be
All
it's
the
going to be a
time.
powerful weekend.
It's
So
gonna be great.
thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
We
Thanks for
love you.
having me. We love you.
Proud to
guys.
be your friends, man. Love
Yeah.
you so much.
Really, really good.
Now we'll go have some coffee. Now we don't have
Food.
the South African coffee, but we will have coffee. we will have
Lots of
food.
things.
Lots of steaks and food for you.
Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. You're awesome.
Good time.
Tell us again your album and where can we find it?
The new album will be coming out in a couple months' time. The title of it is Holy is He. Yeah, there's a few on there, so just keep a lookout for it. I think if you're following Citipointe Worship, it'll be out there. Risen King was a single that we released, which
So good.
is out there, so that's out and about, so you can find that pretty much on all streaming platforms. But yeah, pray pray that these songs are more than just songs that we listen to, but really that they help us shape a theology of who Jesus is.
Mhm.
Last thing is if our job is to magnify Jesus and who he is, I heard someone say it the other day, but when we magnify something, we don't change the actual object that we're magnifying. We just give ourselves a better vantage point of what was there all along.
Wow.
And so, like, when we magnify Jesus, when we sing songs that allow us to put in a different lens on, we as a people sometimes see a new part of God that we hadn't seen before. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, and all of these songs, I love writing them. I have a good time writing them. I get to write them with some of my favorite people in the whole world. But the goal is always not just to have a song that sounds great, but to have a song that people can grab onto in
Yeah.
on mountaintops and the valleys low, and know that this is there's an anchor that is a hope for their soul, and that's the goal of all of them. So really exciting.
Come on.
Come
Come
on.
on. Good
We'll
stuff.
link your information, your song. We'll link it on here.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Hey, we love you guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Pray you were blessed. God spoke to you, encouraged you. Pray great encouragement over your week. I hope you're having an amazing week. We love you. God bless. Thanks
God
for
bless.
tuning in. We'll see you.